qualifying for the World Championship here in the main event, and he's doing pretty good so far, being 5-0, so let's see what he can do here.
He's playing the same deck that he did on Friday.
Indeed, I think on Friday he was the only Bystial Dragon Link player, but the deck is a lot more popular in the main event, I want to say.
Oh, and he has a really, really good hand. Look at this Black Metal Dragon, of course, as a perfect start, but he also has Chaos Space and Serenir in hand. This is almost ridiculous.
You couldn't ask for much more. Stefan says, yes, that's fine. My heroes can't do anything heroic about that. And look at Sam grabbing out Viretta's Darkness Metal Dragon and the boot sector launch at once.
Immediate +2.
Yep, kind of nice.
This feels like a matchup straight from, you know, the show. This is dragons versus heroes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Night Shroud. If anyone remembers.
Which one is Night Shroud? GX?
Yeah, GX versus Jaden, the first Shadow Rider.
So, and now it's even better because we could discard Serenir for the Chaos Space, enabling us to also bring the Bystial Lubellion from the deck to the graveyard.
That's already another valuable resource. Now we can banish these Striker Dragons, summon out the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Of course, anytime you want, you can put that Striker Dragon back to the extra deck to draw another card with the Chaos Space. However, sometimes you would prefer to use some of the little dragons.
Yeah, very nice interaction. Even though the little dragons are limited to one copy each, you can just put one back. And the extra dragon is a bit like you've got, well, 2 of one and 1 of the other, which is great because you can just keep adding more and more free cards from your deck to your hand.
Yeah, so in the beginning, usually what you would activate with the Bystial Lubellion was the Branded Beast, but now looking for his deck list, it doesn't even seem like he is playing Branded Beast, and therefore the only card he can activate is also the card he just activated, and it's Branded Regained.
Oh, that's really interesting. I've seen Branded Beast in basically every single...
It was pretty popular for sure, but
Every
it is
single
not on his list.
Yeah,
I double looked now, I double checked, and it really is not, because I had some oopsies yesterday where I was saying, yeah, he's not playing the Gimmick Puppet, and he ended up playing it actually, but we are not going to see any Gimmick Puppets in here. But Stefan has like his own version of Gimmick Puppet, right? Well, which one are you talking about?
Dragon Ravine, of course.
Oh, that one you mean. Yeah, true. You have some history with that card. Not gonna elaborate any further on that, please. So we have Romulus on the field. Now there is the White Dragon as well. And I think we are very, very shortly going to go for one of the remaining guard dragons. And yes, there he is, Pisty. So Pisty, is he the only one that's still allowed?
Yeah, the first 2 were just way, way, way too good. Pisty is still very, very good.
It is indeed, yeah.
And I suppose using all of them in combination as well.
Yeah, that was absolutely crazy.
Wild times, yeah. So we are still going. We have not even used the Chaos Space effect in Graveyard, which we are just going to do now, because that will allow us to search again with the Black Dragon Collapse Serpent.
What was the name of the Link 2 Guard Dragon again? I mean, we had LP Pisty and...
Agapane?
Yes, it was Agapane.
That just special summoned out Crystal Ring from the
it
extra
was
deck.
pretty crazy.
Any dragon, yeah.
So,
Really
what do we have
card.
next? There is the Dragon Ravine. I think we do not have access to the rockets yet, so probably Absolute is the card we're going to be seeing in the graveyard there. Oh, it's not. We actually do go for Stallich Seifert. And I mean, to be fair, we could summon back the Seifert with the Pisty, and then Seifert could use its effect to actually search for the good old rocket recharger anyways. Or not the recharger, rather the Tracer, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Sam presumably knows his deck pretty well by now.
For sure.
If he's willing to take it to a World Championship playoff qualifier.
He has opted to...
And honestly, we have not even talked about the Bystials so far. Bystials are a big part of the current meta game in general, but in this deck, they are just so strong because Bystial Magnamut, which was just summoned, can not only search for Bystials in the end phase, no, it's just any dragon. And when you're playing a deck full of dragons, you can also search your engine. You can search for good old Seifert, you can search for a pretty powerful card, which is the good old Chaos Dragon Levianeer. There are so many choices for him.
The funniest thing, though, is that most of the time you still search for a Bystial because they're just all so powerful.
Yeah, because they are also like an interruption, in theory, in the opponent's turn, which is pretty nice.
Plenty of good targets among the hero monsters. I think a lot of lights and darks. I mean, Sam doesn't know what he's up against. Yeah, he might think that his deck is cool enough to warrant a feature match by itself, but little does he know
what he is going
what lies
to
in
face.
store, yeah.
There is the boot sector launch. And I think we have enough monsters on the field already that we will be pretty certainly seeing a Borderland Dragon. But first of all, there's going to be the Bystial Disparte, because we were talking about Bystials being cool, and all of them are basically sharing the effect of banishing a Light and Dark from the graveyard to special summon itself. But there is now also an extra deck Bystial monster, and I don't know whether I've ever seen Borderland Dragon being summoned in the main monster zone, to be honest. That's pretty crazy.
Ah, okay, he negated
the Bystial,
I was
yeah.
confused for a second. I was really confused for a second. I thought he pointed at Pisty to use the effect, but there was nothing that two monsters pointed to.
Yeah, it's a very tidy line, this, because you put the Borderland in the main monster zone, and that leaves you room for your Seal to go in the extra monster zone.
This is really strong. And that is also going to be all that we put up, because as we just saw, Stefan is about to draw for turn. Let's see what he does about all of that. And as Leo already was saying, he just searched for Bystial Druid Swarm. He was like, yep, we are just going for another Bystial here.
What do you guys think of this line, to be honest? Because I don't feel like it's super impressive.
You're talking about the Bystial Dragon
It's
line?
rate my field time again.
Oh, and look at Sam when he sees that a hero lives. Half of his life points are going to be paid. And look at the bottom card of the deck. There's the original Neos in there. Elemental Hero Neos. Who would have thought that this card is being in a deck that is currently 5-0 at the European Championship?
Yeah, I won't lie.
First
That
it
made
was
me happy.
Dark Magician.
Right.
Now it's Neos.
Yeah, it's all the normal monsters.
What is next?
I mean, we had Lokai as well. Let's not
Oh,
disregard.
that's true, that's
not
true.
that iconic, but also a European Championship card for sure.
Blue Eyes White Dragon won a World Championship not so long ago.
True.
I think it was just 2 worlds ago. Was it 2018?
Oh, and there's Super Polymerization. This card is so strong versus Dragon Link, because you can actually get rid of that Borderland Dragon, which is incredibly hard to out. But this card does not only out that, but also the Dispater.
Well, I was going to say this now. One of the cool things about Branded Regain is it can bring back any Bystial monster, including the Dispater that was
it's
just
back.
sent.
It's already back. It was
Had
so quick.
A very brief stint in the graveyard, didn't it? And then it was like, I'm back.
I mean, still, we got rid of the good old Borderland Dragon. That was pretty important, not gonna lie.
That one's hard to out otherwise. And it didn't use the effect to negate something, so it's pretty neat right here. Right?
So, looks like we're going to use Faris.
Oh, Ferris and Vion are crazy vision heroes. Those are vision heroes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
those
are.
are vision
So
heroes.
many different types of heroes by now.
Oh, and it looks like Sam now wants to respond to that by using the effect of Bystial Druid Swarm, because there was that Vion being discarded as cost for the Faris, meaning the Vion would have activated on resolve there in the graveyard, but it did not. Wait, that's not Vion, right? That's Shadow Mist.
Shadow Mist, yeah.
Yeah, that Shadow Mist would have activated. And
Vion is the normal summon mill that banishes something from the graveyard and then adds polymerization.
Yeah.
Increase basically is a spell card.
That's a very nice spot from Sam there, because it's not always obvious that you can do that and when you can prevent your opponent's
Oh, but there's the
Oh.
Fusion Destiny! And Sam does not like that. He does not like the looks of that. We are going to put that Malicious into the graveyard. And back in the day, it was very common and very usual that you would activate the Fusion Destiny at the end of your turn in all kind of decks. But this is a hero deck, so you could just go on after you activated this card, because all your summoning is heroes anyways.
But you are limited to dark hero monsters.
Okay, fair enough, yeah.
And now we have it. Destiny Hero, Destroyer, Phoenix Enforcer, one of the most powerful hero cards that we have ever seen in this game.
Absolutely.
Next
Now-
to the actual most powerful hero card, which is Stratos.
Fair
I'm
enough.
gonna maintain.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's Plasma, but you know.
I'm going to
You'll
stay
go with Stratos.
as well.
There is Malicious being summoned to the field.
Hurts my soul that you can't make a Beatrice here.
Oh, and there's Mask Change now as well.
Ooh.
Stefan, even though he had almost only engine, of course, Super Poly is pretty cool, but that is...
Oh, and Dark Law. Now I need to check
Dark Law.
the wording on Seal. Do you have to tribute and send it to the graveyard?
No, you
Probably
just
not.
tribute
right?
it. Yeah.
You don't have to.
But you at least don't get a special summon after this. Or does it? Wait.
I think it doesn't
No, if
care
this card
about
is
that either.
tributed, that's crazy.
So...
Seal, so much better than I thought.
And I mean, we have to basically chain our Phoenix Enforcer
Yeah.
here, don't we? Because otherwise, that is just going to be bounced back to the extra deck.
Yeah, Seal being a non-targeting removal, really
Oh,
powerful.
he did... Yeah, okay, we are chaining the Phoenix Enforcer.
But you can't destroy it instantly. There could be a scenario in which Bystial... Okay, no. In which Bystial Dispata negates the Phoenix Enforcer and then it gets bounced. But I think that it is pretty clear that the Bystial Dragonlink player wants to get Darklaw off the field.
Yes, for sure. So it is going to be Chainlink 1 Phoenix Enforcer, Chainlink 2 Seals, and also Chainlink 3 Branded Regained, because there was one being banished. You can just draw a card. This card is so strong because the grind game of the Bystial Dragon deck is so incredibly good because of that singular continuous spell card.
We've been talking so much about a Rise Heart this weekend, and you know, its powerful kind of floodgate effect, and then Darklaw just popping up saying, "Hi, I'm the original. I'm the original
I'm still
Rise
here.
Heart."
I'm still here.
Still taking cards from hands.
Still banishing cards.
And so now the question is, what do we even do with that Garura and Stratos on the field? Probably not too much. I mean, there is Denier. Ooh. Okay, yeah, we sent that with the Fusion Destiny, so maybe there's something fancy we can do with it.
And there is Malicious now as well, because you put that one to the deck, so that's one of the neat combos of the deck. I think there are some Link monsters of the hero archetype. Maybe some of those are dark as well.
Extra Hero Cross Crusader by any chance?
That is one of them. Extra Hero Cross Crusader is a dark indeed. Infernal Divisor is also dark. So there would be 2 Link 2s that he could summon out.
Divisor is new, right?
The Divisor is from Duel
Absolutely
Overlord.
not, okay.
Cross Crusader is the one I know. It feels a bit like
yeah, it's like the
Jasmine
popular one, yeah.
from the
And
plant
there
deck,
we have it.
but for heroes.
Oh, you can just special summon something from the graveyard, and there we have the Phoenix Enforcer again.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
That one, can it just pop itself again? I don't think so, right? It
Oh,
can?
is Phoenix Enforcer not... Oh, wait, we tributed it now for the Cross Crusader, didn't we?
Yeah. With a different name from the deck.
Okay, the thing is, the Phoenix Enforcer already activated in the graveyard, so you will be able to special summon it back in the standby phase. And there is the normal summon of Vian. I like how far Stefan is getting here. I did not expect that.
Oh, Shadow Mist now will be able to search something, so the Druids will avoid it. Oh, and that is Ice.
That's Liquid Soldier.
Liquid Soldier, which has ice on the artwork, right? No, not really.
Trying to save yourself here.
Yeah, it didn't work.
But we are able to search for the polymerization, and now the question becomes, what are we fusion summoning into? Because in the extra deck, we're also playing a couple of cards that are completely new, like brand new from Battle of Legends, Monstrous Revenge. The most impressive one there from the extra deck probably is going to be Elemental Hero, Flame Wingman, Infernal Rage.
Yeah, but that one is a wind monster.
That is indeed a wind monster.
I was wondering if we can summon Sunrise, or is that also... that sounds kind of like it should be a light.
Sunrise
it is,
does not sound like
for
a dark
sure
monster.
light.
But we always have to read it, though.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh, but that's going to be another Link summon. And now the other one we already talked about is hitting the field, and it's the Extra Hero Infernal Divisor. There are also extra heroes, and there are so many different kind of heroes.
And they all work together.
Oh, and
this
look
card
at
is
that.
Link summoned. You can reveal 1 hero fusion once in your extra deck. If you do add up 2 of the fusion materials listed on that card with different names.
We just revealed the Shining Neos Wingman, searching ourselves the original OG Elemental Hero Neos to our hands.
And nothing else?
It looked like he only searched 1, yeah.
And what do we do with our Neos?
That is the
Looking
question.
cool, right?
That is true, yeah.
He's the coolest man in the entire room right now.
Okay, so now... I have no idea what the judge is talking about right now because I barely understand what is happening on the field. So
they were pointing at Cross Crusader and Garura, so maybe Cross Crusader kind of locks you for the entire turn or something.
Oh, that would be tough.
You can also you cannot special summon monsters a turn. Oh, Cross Crusader actually is one of those cards that also looks before you actually summon the card, and therefore it would not even be possible to summon out Cross Crusader after you use Super Polymerization to summon out the Garura. And I mean, we went quite far after that, didn't we? But it looks like we are trying to rewind the game state here.
And I mean, the problem is you are able to summon the Cross Crusader.
You just can't use either of its effects.
Yeah, that's true.
So this is going to be a very unfortunate situation for Stefan here. We're going to have to put that Neos back in the deck, unfortunately.
I was absolutely sure that if he hard summons Neos with like a double summon and a tribute summon, then he's going to win.
That would be the game. I think Sam would be honor bound to concede the game at that point.
Absolutely. I think that's an unwritten rule, right?
I think so. If your opponent normal summons a normal monster, like at least
except for
versus
Lokai.
Rika, then you are not really able to win the duel anymore.
Okay, so let's see.
Is that now our end field? Can't we do anything now? I mean, we can't do the cool part about, yes, I think we're going into end phase, right? Yep, Magna Mood effect results. That signals that we are in end phase indeed. And yes, in the standby phase, we're going to get back the Phoenix Enforcer. But is it going to be enough to prevent the big push by Sam?
We're not going to get back that Phoenix Enforcer because we've got a Bystial in hand as well.
Oh, true.
Oh, wow.
There's now Saronius. So, I mean, we do get back something else, in that case with Denier. But Denier is pretty far away from being interruption, to be honest.
It's not really denying anything right here, right?
Nope.
I mean, Sam could also get back the. Oh, he can't quite get it back, but you can. Can you bring back your opponent's monsters with this Parter? I'm not sure.
Good question, actually. But I think it has to be your own. But I will double check for you. Bystial, this Parter says you can target one banished light or dark monster. It doesn't necessarily say you're banished, but I think it still ends up being the case that you have to use your own now.
So Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon is being searched.
Isn't that's a second? Wait. Okay.
He shuffled it back with the Chaos Space.
I see.
Or maybe it was the regained. It has to be the
Probably
regained.
with the regain, because we did put the White Dragon under our deck last turn, but the regained also was able to put something back, and it was the Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon. And there's Dark now on the field. And even though this deck is all dragons, it still plays one of the most powerful way to finish duels very quickly, and that's going to be the Access Code Talker. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see that one coming down here.
Where is good old Boral Sword Dragon?
Yep, he got replaced by Borderland and Access Code. The duel is just too powerful.
So,
Imagine telling someone when Boral Sword was released that it was just going to get upgraded.
yeah, the card looked crazy back then. I remember people playing Ibli not to give it to their opponents, but to go for a crazy combo that just summons out Boral Sword.
But let's not forget there's still Levian near in the hand, that he's just summoning it here. Probably going to banish Lights and Darks to just destroy 2 cards on the opponent's side of the field.
How good are Bystials? It's just mind-blowing to me. The Dragon deck has been a bit absent. Oh, is he going for 3 lights?
That's one. That's all lights indeed. We are not even going to destroy. I mean, if we plan on going for access codes.
Oh, here we go.
We can just get back the ball, and that's going to be good enough.
Game 2 of round number 6. Hero is probably going to start. I can imagine that the deck is not too happy about playing versus a lot of Bystials.
That's true. It must be somewhat of an issue. But there's Fusion Destiny, so let's start things off with that. I think that would have been one of the cards that I would have liked to use Ash Blossom on if I have that card in my opening hand. So it seems like Sam Pearson did not open up that powerful card.
I was thinking exactly that when you said, when's the best moment? I thought, I know the best moment.
Yep.
We all probably do.
Now we have Denier and Malicious in the graveyard, and we can remember that this is the craziest combo ever. Banishing a Malicious to special summon out one, then using Denier to put back the Malicious.
I mean, that is always immediate access to the card we were just seeing in game 1 that caused some problems, the Cross Crusader, right? Because
Okay, if you link away the DPE.
I mean, you're probably not going to do that.
Do we think Sam's... He was motioning like he was going to put a card on the table, so... Maybe that's a Bystial about to banish the Denier and just giving it a quick read.
Ooh, nope, not yet at least. But I mean, the Denier does activate in the graveyard, right? So you could always just wait for this. Yep. There is the Denier effect, and he has the most powerful Bystial. But there's Ghost Spell to respond to it, and there's another Bystial on the threat.
And actually, it is much better for Sam. Did he think about that? Because it's much better to have the Serenia on the field here, because there is the Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer that might try to get rid of the monster that was just summoned. And if you get rid of the Serenia, there's going to be follow-up in the graveyard immediately.
That is indeed very true. So Stefan kind of wasted his Ghost Spell here. He couldn't know, but in the end, that's pretty rough for him, because that Bystial Magnamut is going to stay in hand. And we are using the mask change here. It seems like he wants to chain the Phoenix Enforcer.
Yeah, pop the mask change. Makes sense.
But why does the Saronius get banished here?
I don't know that.
Okay. We figured it out.
But it doesn't... Yeah, you still have to banish whatever would be sent here.
And the cool thing is, Stefan's so far summoning all of his cards in defense positions. So I kind of think that might indicate the Dark Angel coming down here, because you don't want to give your opponent any monsters to crash into, so maybe it's coming.
I was already getting up Lightning Storm for the card highlight, which is also a card you might play around.
Sure.
Aha! See, there is no Dark Angel.
No Dark Angel, but a sad card. So maybe Solemn Judgment is going to be sad there. So, Sam Pearson starting off with the card we already know, and it is Magnamut. And honestly, this card is just such an easy answer to the Dark Law on the field there.
That is just also so nasty. And we have the quick launch as well. Let's see how much we can work under the Dark Law effect here.
I think Dark Law just being reminded quite firmly by Magnamut that it is 2023. And, you know, hello.
For sure.
You are not a Rise Heart.
This is so scary now, because we have a level 4 tuner and a level 6 non-tuner on the field. So we would have immediate access to Baron here, which could take care of the Phoenix Enforcer and the Dark Lord, and therefore we have to respond with the Phoenix Enforcer destroying the Rocket Tracer. But there's another Bystial coming down, Bystial Baldrake. Those Bystials play so well into opponents' fields.
And now you just attack. now you just attack. And even if Stefan, he had one trap card, even if that is Solemn Judgment, it really doesn't matter against Bystials. Is he running a Beatrice, or is he maybe running Atom? Many players have decided to play the Heretic Dragon.
There is the Heretic Dragon, King of Autumn. So if he likes, he could summon out the only real Exceed monster out of his extra deck. There's also Zeus, but Zeus is only there because Autumn is there, so I don't think...
Is he also playing Gaia Thunder Charger?
No, he's not.
Alright, I like that.
Zeus is also great with Triple Tactics talent.
Oh, true, yeah. There are ways to use your opponent's Exceed monsters for sure.
I love how Sky Striker players are playing Zeus just because they would conquer everything.
Oh, and there's Magnamut now. Oh, okay. Well, we had all the Bystials. We also had the Bystial Lubellia, which just grabbed us another copy of that Magnamut. We're summoning out the Autumn, and Autumn is going to use its effect to summon out another dragon.
It's gonna special summon out any dragon here. That
Oh,
is
boy.
absolutely crazy.
It's not even the oldest dragon. I mean, it is really brings me back, but I don't think it is the oldest. I think the Red Eyes is probably the oldest, right? Or maybe it's, yeah. Very old school card, though.
And as we did in game number 1, we are going to grab out the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon and also the Boot Sector launch here.
I love this game, and look at how many old cards we are incorporating in this crazy cool combo deck.
For sure, I love it.
Striker Dragon banished for the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Now Sam is just playing with Stefan at this point, right? He is going to summon back the Black Metal Dragon, the little one, and probably summoning the Lubellion now to get rid of the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon again.
And of course, we are still having the Branded Regained in our deck, and that is a card we are just immediately going to activate. So much advantage here going for Sam. I think that is a super, super favorable position for him here already.
Yeah, when you clear your opponent's initial field just so cleanly with a couple of Bystials, it feels very good. It feels like a very unfortunate matchup for Stefan here, having his Destiny Heroes banished with Bystials and then just attack straight over his Dark Law.
But that is something that I thought about for this tournament. Oh, we're going to Romulus, we're going big combo now as well. The thing is, this tournament with Rogue, we haven't really seen it performing on stream so far. There are so many incredibly strong decks that you can't prepare for all of them. Usually Rogue is really, really strong when you have one big deck. Exorcister was good versus Telements and so on. But right now we have so many different types of decks that are crazy strong that decks like Hero might suffer in some matchups.
It's tough to prepare, that's for sure, yeah. So I think the Hero deck that Stefan brought has a pretty decent matchup versus Runic decks, because that Dark Angel is pretty good into that matchup. But now this specific Dragon Link deck that Sam Pearson brought into the tournament, it is pretty tough.
Do we think we're even going to see the full Guard Dragon combo that Sam performed in the last game? It does look that way, doesn't it?
Yep, we are going for Pistia right away, and I think we could now go for the Link Free that gives us a zone to special summon into, and of course is going to be the Triple Burst Dragon there.
Triple Burst is a cool sounding card, and then, I mean, I feel like if somebody told Triple Burst Dragon that what he was used for was a downward arrow, he'd be very upset, you know? He's like, look at me, I'm a super powerful Link 3, and he's just like, you're just a down arrow
so
to me.
Strong. We used Cypher to discard the Lubellion. For a second, I was like, are you going to use the Lubellion effect for a second time? But no, he just used it to be discarded for Seifert to grab Levianier from your deck.
Man, and
The
we're
old
just
school
getting-
cherry on top. Take a
Yeah.
card from your opponent's hand with
The last one.
Levianier.
Which is the only one, yeah.
And you have the Seifert follow-up as well in the next turn as well. You can also Branded Regent. You're getting a draw again, and after you link away the Levianier and the Seifert, you're going to be there again with Levianier next turn, and now you can just do the same play. Summon Borderland next to the Pisty, negate the Pisty, summon something back, and then go for the seal in the extra monster zone. That's absolutely insane. Sam Pearson showing players how it's done.
Yep, really massive stuff here from Sam. I really like it. Honestly, do you guys think maybe that Bystial Dragon Link deck is a top contender for this weekend?
Yes.
Dragon Link
Probably is, right?
very pleasing to watch for me.
Yeah.
I love watching Dragon Link. It's so cool.
This time we do go for the good old Borderland in the extra monster zone, negating the Seifert, but still deciding on what to spec.
I think he's messed up a little bit here. I don't think there's a Tracer in Graveyard this time, which is why he didn't use the Borderland.
I think he did point towards the Seifert to negate it, but he just did not special summon
Yeah, I think that's
else.
because he just didn't have a Tracer in his grave. I think you can't use it unless there is a rocket, and he shuffled back the Recharger, and I don't think the Tracer ever found its way into the graveyard.
Should have gone for my line.
So, back over to Stefan, drawing for turn. What are the cards that he can find here to get back into this game? Asking for something in standby phase.
I think this is definitely an Elemental Hero Bubble Man moment, if ever there was one.
Yes, absolutely. But I think he has a trap card set, which might be... I mean, at some point you would have used Solemn Judgment at like a Borderland Dragon or something, right?
Yeah.
Probably. Oh, Stefan is waving his hands. Is that a good buy wave here for the featured match? It is
It
indeed.
is.
Stefan